happens to be a continuation of the course ECO271 247, and we'll be talking about the history of electricity in Nigeria. With this being said, let's not share into it. All right, history of electricity development in Nigeria, and the course ECO247. Okay, so we have ECO247. And we're taking the history, taking our bearing from the history. We've been talking about lately, we've been talking about different subsectors of the economy, and today we are taking our bearing from the history of electricity development in Nigeria. So we'll be taking down some very important points. So I will enjoy you to have your writing material close to you, and you can take some very important points. The exam is drawing fast. The exam is fast approaching, and we need to pay attention to details, as the standard of the class is to highlight points. We're not here to recite the material, but to help highlight certain points from the material and expand on them, that we might have a better understanding of the course itself. All right, so for those of us who are new to the stream, all right, do want to smash the like button, and also do want to subscribe to the channel. And we also have our private class where we make a lot of resources available to students in the private class. All right, the reason why we are here is because we have people in the private class who are paid for the service, just for the token actually. All right, and it covers all your courses for the semester. If you are interested, in the private class we give out resources like exam keynotes, TMA solutions for exam preparation, and also exam practice questions. This sounds interesting to you and you might want to join the private class, just do to reach out to me on www.tutor.com. On the website you find the WhatsApp icon on the right hand top corner. Smash it and it takes you directly to my DM, where you can ask me questions on how, and I'll add you up to the private class. So now, speaking of the electricity generation and consumption in Nigeria, all right, on the topic electricity development in Nigeria. Now, the electricity generation and consumption in Nigeria have a long and respectable history. Now, electricity use dates back to 1896. Date back to when? 1896. Okay, with the installation of the first power plant in Marina. Okay, installation of the first power plant in where? Marina. Now, the plant was developed essentially to the generation of what? Electricity for residential consumption, in addition to what? Serving to light up the streets around the government quarters in Lagos. Marina happens to be some part of Lagos. Now, in 1950, however, it marked the turning point in the country history of power generation and consumption. We have 1950. All right, turning point of the what? The country power generation and consumption. Power generation and consumption. Okay, now that year the Electricity Corporation of Nigeria was established. Okay, no wonder it's marked a turning point. Now we have a body charged with the responsibility of ensuring that power is being generated and it's being distributed accordingly. Okay, so we have the establishment of ECN in the year 1915. Now, ECN is said to be an acronym for the Electricity Corporation of Nigeria. All right. Okay, Electricity Corporation of Nigeria. This corporation was set up to take what? Take over the activities of Nigerian government electricity undertaking, all right, which itself was offshoot of the public works of department. All right. So now ECN was actually an offshoot, okay, an offshoot of the public works department. PWD. Now, the ECN was responsible. Now, when we say offshoot, we're talking about it actually came out. All right. So, PWD gave birth to ECN. All right. So, it's just like we just have to remove ECN out of PWD. Let ECN stand on its own. Okay. So, we have that as that. Now, the ECN was responsible. Okay, the ECN was responsible for electricity generation. Okay, the ECN was responsible for electricity generation. Are we together? Electricity generation and distribution until 1962, when the Nigerian Dam Authority was established. So the Nigerian Dam Authority was established in 1962 and it took over. Nigerian Dam, all right, Authority. It was responsible, ECN was responsible for generation and distribution of electricity until 1962, when the Nigerian Dam Authority was established. Now, the Nigerian Dam Authority has an acronym NDA, Nigerian Dam Authority, and it was responsible for the hydroelectric potential of River Niger. NDA responsible for hydroelectric, all right, generation of electricity through what? The dam. So we have hydroelectric potential of what? River Niger. Potential of River Niger. So we have the Electricity Corporation of Nigeria and the Nigerian Dam Authority jointly constructed what we now call Kanji Dam. All right, Kanji Dam was established by two different authorities, which are the Nigerian Corporation. Now we have the Electricity Corporation of Nigeria, all right, that's the ECN, and NDA, Nigerian Dam Authority, jointly constructed the Kanji Dam, according to what we have in our material. Now, in 1972, a merger of ECN and NDA was effected to the form of the National Electric Power Authority. Are we together? I think we should take that down. Now, it says here that ECN and NDA, ECN plus NDA equals, all right, the electricity agency in now. In 1972, let me put it this way. There was a merger in 1972. A merger between ECN and NDA to form what we know as NEPA, National Electric Power Authority. National Electric Power Authority. Okay? Now, the Electricity Agency in Nigeria was later transformed from NEPA to what? To PHCN. Are we noticing all these transitions? All right? From NEPA to transited into what? PHCN. Are we together? Which is said to be Power Holding Company of Nigeria. All right? Power Holding Company of Nigeria. Now, Nigeria indeed has at 1979, the available data showed that a total of 490 megawatt of electricity was generated using what? Hydropower. All right, 490 megawatts of what? Electricity was generated by what? Hydro power. Are we together? Now, all right, and don't forget, speaking of hydropower, we are talking about electricity generated from using of dams. All right, like what we made mention of Kanji Dam already before now. All right, so that's in 1979. All right, according to research, it proved that about 419 megawatts of electricity was generated by hydropower. Okay, and made up of 420 megawatts from Kanji Dam alone. All right, out of this 490, Kanji Dam provided 420 megawatts. All right, megawatts, while Jos provided the 30 megawatts remaining. Okay, so that's a lot coming from the Kanji Dam. Okay, so we have that as that. Now let's talk about let's take a step further. All right, and let's take a look of this abbreviation. We have NESCO. Okay, that's the Nigerian Electricity Supply Corporation. Nigeria, okay, electricity, okay, I beg your pardon, Nigerian Electric Supply Corporation. Okay, Nigerian Electric Supply Corporation. So we have that as that. Now let's talk about water development in Nigeria, just as we have spoken about electricity development in Nigeria. So let's move towards water development in Nigeria. Okay. Now, speaking of which, just a moment. Just a moment. Now we have water development in Nigeria. Water development in Nigeria. Now, water is said to be an important national resources and utility. Good evening, Mr. Zuba. It's great to have you on board. You came a bit late. Now, yet the recognition attached to it in official government pronouncement does not seem to be as weighty as its important. Remember the gold, the diamond, and water paradox in economics, whereby diamond is not so essential for life, yet so much value it attracts. And water that is very essential to life attracts so little value. All right, the same in the case of the official government pronouncement about the importance of water. All right, so now the role of federal government in water supply activity is not as visible as the case with electricity, transport, and communication. All right, we made mention of all this before now. Now, first, the first National Development Plan of 1962 to 68. In 1967, for example, the World Bank assisted the Integrated Agricultural Development Program, that's ADP. Okay, Agriculture Development Program. The World Bank, okay, the World Bank assisted in 1976. The World Bank assisted the Agriculture Development Project, Agriculture Development Project. Okay, Agriculture Development Project. Now, the first national plan, all right, the first national development plan, about a total of 48.6 naira, 48.6 million naira. That was about that is about 3.6% of the total allocation of capital expenditure on all sectors as voted for water resources development. Now, in the revised second development plan, water supply received an allocation. Now let's take down this trend. So we have water development in Nigeria. We made mention of this that the support and the development investment government is putting into this part is not as obvious as that of electricity. Now it says here that the first national development plan first national development plan allocation was 48.6 million. Okay, allocation was given to it. So now the second national allocation, according to our material, okay, allocation was about 114 on increments here, 148.6 million. Okay, and this stood at over 200% over the first allocation. Okay, 200% over the first allocation, which is 48.6. Now, under the third national development plan, allocation, we have 930.039 million. Okay, representing about 2.84 of the total projected capital expenditure by the public sector within the period of was budget. Now, by 1995, budgetary allocation for the development of water resources stood at 2,500,000, representing an increase of, okay, I think there's a mix up somewhere. Okay, I think we just I think it should be 2 billion, not million. All right. Okay, so this should be 2 billion. All right. So in 1995, okay, let me just restrain that to people in the particulars alone. But let's just note that let's note it that there was a budget given to this department in 1995. All right, and further, okay, budget given to it in 1995, and further, okay, effort of developing this subsector was actually annexed by the water supply resources to the activities of the river basin and rural development. That's RBDA. RBDA. Okay, then took over. That's river basin, and rural development. So we have that as that. Okay. Now let's continue. So that is all on water development in Nigeria. All right. So nothing so serious, nothing so like the electricity by highly demanded and the likes. So that's why I said not so much obvious, not so much as other sector wow, it's about to rain, so that this doesn't make cause an interruption in the supply of energy. So now let's just quickly talk about transportation. All right, transportation refers to the process of conveying or moving of goods and people from one place to the other. All right, the importance of transportation, all right, derives from a number of factors. Okay, the importance of transportation derives on a number of factors, like increase in geographical and occupational specialization, as well as interdependence of country based on principle of corporate advantage, and all right, the likes of volume of trade locally and internationally. All right, so it's very, very important, and it has a lot to do with the economy of a country. All right, and when we talk about transportation, we have transportation through, all right, the road, transport. Let me just write transport. So we have the road. All right, so under this road now we have rail, more of like railway. So we have rail. All right, we also have air. All right, we have sea. Okay, so we have road, we have air, we have sea. Now this sea, now we have the likes of shipping. All right, we also have pipeline. All right, pipeline. All right, so it doesn't necessarily mean people conveying through a particular means. We also have resources being underground, being submerged on the ground, carrying some natural resources from one country to the other. We remember the likes of these cables, internet cables that happened about 2 months ago, where it got bad, where it was noticed that under the Red Sea, that some of the internet cables conveying internet from some parts of Africa to the western side, all right, from some part of western side to African continent got bad. That's also one means of transportation as well. All right. So we have the mode of transport largely satisfy four principal factors, which will determine the effectiveness of any transport system. All right. These four principal factors are 1, 2, 3, 4. We have safety. All right. We have safety. Okay, that's the first one. We also have convenience. All right, convenience. We also have speed and cost. Speed and cost. These are four principal factors. All right, so we have that as that. So I want us to touch quickly on now let's take note of this abbreviation. We have MPT, MTP, all right, MTP, that's Mass Transit Program, Mass Transit Program, all right, Mass Transit Program, okay? So now we have that as that. Okay, I think we'll call it up here for today, and in our next class we're talking about some other things. We're taking our bearing from the composition of the Nigerian financial system. All right, so we have okay, now let's really take note of this abbreviation. That is the NMA, National Maritime Authority. National Maritime Authority. All right, that's the NMA. NMA. So thank you very much, everyone. I believe you have been able to gain something to this class. Please let's keep our notes up to date and submit them to the appropriate portals. I mean your one and only tutor for IO, the and I look forward to seeing you on the subsequent tutorials. You have a wonderful evening. Bye.